We're live. Hi, where did summer go? It's September 1st. I don't know. I, it seems in Canada we start school on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on which school board you're in. Um, Labor Day weekend here means the end of summer to most of us, even though summer continues on for another 22 days here in the Northern Hemisphere. But today we're speaking to our friend from the Southern Hemisphere, and she's up very late or hasn't gone to bed yet. It's 2 a.m. in Australia, and we have the wonderful cosmic Janelle Cameron with us. And Janelle is so graciously decided to stay up, eating her nuts and trying to keep awake for this. And she's in the glow of that evening light. And we just hope you would like to share us out. We're coming live from our page, so Spirit Sessions of You of the Light. Firstly, we'd like you to like and follow our page. Secondly, we'd like to share this out to all your friends, because whoever shares it out the most this week will win a session with myself, a healing session with myself at Cerulean Forest Reiki. Who shared it out the most last week is going to win a session with Teresa Warren. Teresa's on vacation today. She's taken a couple of shows off because she never takes shows off, and she needs some time right now. So we're hoping she'll be back soon with us. And so please like this and share this out. And hey, Janelle, tell us about what you're going to be doing with your new show first off, and then we'll get into the Matrix stuff and go down that rabbit hole. So let us know what you're going to be doing coming up later on
Hey,
today.
Rhonda and Bex. I am so grateful and honored that you asked me to come on your show. I believe, is it the last Akashic Academy show under that platform?
We think so. We're not sure yet.
You're not sure? Yeah,
Not
I don't
100%.
mind. Anyway, we'll just go with the flow. Yes, so I've created some time ago my own platform, which I hadn't put a lot of energy into it, just due to kind of obviously doing things in the Akashic Academy as well as things over different platforms. And so I'm going to be actually spending more time there and expanding that network. So we've got plans for there of doing sound healings, obviously continuing for me, doing what I do. What I'm here for is to expand consciousness and mentor and teach. Find the easy road for people. So that's the goal. I'm going to be joining with two of my beloved sisters, which I'm really excited about because, in honesty, I'm sick of doing my own show, being my own one-man band, and so when we get together, we have lots of fun. So I'm looking forward to doing what you, Bex, and Teresa do, getting on live and having some fun and expanding consciousness. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing that, and also I'm going to be doing my own courses and long-term plans. We're looking at doing retreats. Long-term plans globally.
That's awesome.
And which page can we find you on when you're going to be broadcasting with your sisters?
The Conscious Creators Network, which I believe you might have put the link in the show.
I put your Serafina one. But I will.
I can add that later in the comments. Okay. Conscious Creators Network is the group that I actually started some time ago. I wasn't sure of its purpose, but its purpose has gotten very, very defined now. So we'll also be having guests on there and panels to discuss certain issues as they arise in the collective. So, yeah.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
It will be fun.
It's a lot. There's a lot of different energy when there's three people or two people. It's just there's more definite energy. And look at who Bex has today.
He finally passed out.
Oh,
Yeah. It's okay. We'll get him up
she's
there.
got her grounding kitty with her today. So.
There he is. That's Baby Gray.
Oh,
He's our new
my God,
addition.
he's so sweet.
The fluffiest,
so
sweetest little boy ever.
So
Yep. He's my therapy kitty. He's helping me stay grounded in all this crazy energy.
Oh, he's
Yeah, it is kind of
beautiful.
crazy.
It's been intense. I know we're all feeling it. And that's why I'm glad we have Janelle on today, because we can really kind of get into it a little bit about why everything feels like it's just upside down right now. You know, every day you don't know what to expect. You can wake up feeling great, and by the end of the day, it can feel like the whole day fell apart. You know, and why we're experiencing this. What's the point of having these, you know, kind of feels like there's no stability right now. You know, it feels like everything that we've kind of built our foundations on is crumbling. And I think that actually really is what's happening, because, you know, we're learning to see beyond the what we've accepted as our life, you know, what we accepted as our what we can hold tight to, you know, and letting things fall away. So, want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah,
What we can do.
100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to know concrete steps how to help my this.
We need to get used to things crumbling. If we look at our society and the way it is structured, we need to actually fully let the foundations crumble down to rubble so that we can rebuild, because the way that we are structured, the way we have been structured, has been an inverted matrix that has only served a few, whereas we're going to a system of serving the all. So everything that is of imbalance, of self-service, must be deconstructed, and so that we can build the new. And if you look at 2019, 1-9, new beginnings, but also conclusions. So therefore, this year is pinnacle with us really breaking down those old structures, and for any deception to come to light. And that's what's been happening. The trajectory of that really started in 2018, and now 2019 is on steroids. And I think many people would agree. We are just constantly now, and we're flowing with it. We really are, as a collective. You know, we readjust all the time. It's like we readjust our sails, and when we need to readjust our sails, we can feel a little bit out of balance, and we need to get our footing again. We need to get grounded again. I know about the last month, I've been feeling constantly like I've been on a boat, as in really unanchored, because we're walking. We're really also stepping into our multidimensionality, and we're really understanding kind of who we are in that regards, because we're seeing it all the time. You know, for me, it started with dream state. I'd have 6 dreams in one night, seeing my different aspects. Now, I'm walking it during the day. It's like I'm feeling my different aspects, as in the more we get balanced, and that's when we've really got to bring them into balance, as into back to the whole, the center. And a lot's happening, everything we see here has already happened as above. And there's still a lot happening up there.
Yeah.
So it
I
gets
think
tricky.
Yeah, it does. But I think it's interesting that people are so ready for governments to collapse, systems to change. We want big, powerful change that's long lasting. But then we have to be willing to accept that if it's going to happen on that level, it has to happen on a personal level first, right? Because we have to have those changes happen within us to be able to bring
Definitely.
those big changes about. So if we want to see old systems and old beliefs collapse, in the collective, we have to be willing to allow it to happen personally. And I think
We
that's
must
part of this
collapse
whole
them.
crumbling. Yeah,
Yes. We must collapse them within us first because we are the change. We've come
So
here to
how do we
be the
do
change.
that? So how do we do that? So no, seriously, I'm trying to like, how do we actually give us some like meat? Like, how do we do that?
buckle up and hold on tight. That's how you do it. You gotta flow. You cannot resist because when you resist, it makes it longer, makes it more, you gotta flow.
Exactly. So when things are coming up for us, as in where we're being shown that we're holding separation, where we're holding density, where we have not resolved trauma in timelines, um, where we're holding shame, blame, guilt, all those lower vibrational energies, two things can happen. We can consciously have awareness of what's coming up. And obviously that occurs through meditation, spending time alone, spending time in nature. For me, honestly, a lot comes in for me when I'm in water. The moment I'm in water, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, right. Everything flows in. The higher consciousness always flows in if I step outside of that stream. And, there's times now where I choose to step out of that stream because I'm just like, do you know what? I just need to be. I don't need all the information flowing in constantly. I don't shut my crown down. I know people do, so they can have that rest. From the moment my crown opened, I'm like, why would I shut that down? It's a gift. I don't want to shut down. I want to always be open to whatever guidance is coming in, but it can be overwhelming. Download after download after download. So, coming back to the breath, coming back to the heart, listening to music, giving your body what it needs, as in what it's craving, because the body has its own intelligence of what you need. Maybe the body says, I don't want to eat. Maybe I just need to drink a lot of water. Maybe I need to be in water, as in I need to submerge in water. We are open to so much more information now. It's whether or not we're listening. So it's whether or not we're staying conscious in every moment, because that's what it is now. It's not going back to sleep, and that's what we need to practice. Not going back to sleep, not falling unconscious. When someone comes in unconscious, we need to actually make sure that we're making the choice to stay conscious, even if that other person who comes in doesn't.
That can be challenging, very
Yeah,
challenging.
very.
Yeah, that's
And
been
it's
a
a
challenge I've been doing
practice.
recently. Yeah, it's been very hard,
Yep.
but then you do it, and it's like, wait a minute, that wasn't so hard. It's just getting into that point where you're like, hey, this is how, this is what feels natural for me now. Before we would shut down, we go into attack mode or whatever it is when an unconscious person
Yes.
comes at us. But now when we can find the inspiration in the bigger picture, the deeper understanding and the recognition that this is showing up for us so we can heal more, so we can be more, so we can allow in more, and release all that crap we hold on to. You recognize that, you've evolved so much, since this all started, and it becomes so empowering that you start to get excited when these challenges show up, and you're like, hey, I'm about to even, evolve even more. I'm about to be more aligned, more, and it doesn't become so heavy anymore. That's been a huge
Also,
lesson for me this week.
mantras.
Yes,
Mantras are very
absolutely.
important.
Yes.
Intentions that you set for yourself. So, it's one of those things, fake it till you make it. And that's
Yeah.
what mantras are. Mantras are, it's reprogramming. So it's not faking it because it's all within, but it's actually flipping the programs, the old programs, the old paradigms. So it's flipping all those old belief systems until you actually believe that that is your new truth. Because once you actually believe, you've nailed it. So therefore, in a lot of my private sessions, I've said to people, you really need to do reprogramming. So I'm now setting you in regards to everything that has come up. I now want you, now that we have, because the way we actually get over our traumas, we observe them, so we acknowledge. Second thing we do is actually, we don't get re-stuck in the story of it. We actually look at them in observation mode. Third thing we do is we forgive them. Fourth thing we do is we reprogram, we flip them. So we reprogram the opposite of. So if anyone's saying, well, I don't feel worthy because of this, and this trauma's come up, and this happened in my life. So and a lot of our things come back to self-worth. So if I don't feel worthy of something, when we're not going to be able to stand in our sovereignty and our full power if we do not feel self-worth. And then we get to a point, we go through so many stages on this journey. People think they just awaken and that's it.
Right.
It's onion layer after onion layer after onion layer. What you think or what you thought 6 months ago and believed as utmost truth. It could be, and now, this is how it is. What you believed a month ago, a week ago, could be like, I have now a higher level understanding of that. So therefore, what I believed a week ago, I've shifted my reality on that. Because that's what we're doing. We're shifting constantly now. And there will be people in our lives that will challenge us and say, you are so flip-floppy. Do you actually believe in anything? Who can keep up with you? And people can't. People can't when you are on a accelerated journey. People around you are just going, oh my God. Yeah. And it's like, because they are so fixed in their reality. But we don't make excuses for that. We don't, we stick to our own lane. And if they can't keep up with that, if they can't deal with that, they haven't taken the right pill.
I have a great saying for that. I have a great response to those people. I always say, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's one of my mantras for that. I'm sorry you feel that way. And yeah. And the other one is not my circus, not my monkeys. That's I have to keep telling myself.
Right, not my circus, not my monkeys. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Until it does become my circus and my monkeys, but then I just deal with it, right? But yeah,
My
I mean,
top hat and my whip, and I get at it. But yeah,
that's
so
right.
it is. Yeah.
But this is all, I mean, this is all about empowerment. We're all becoming aware of how powerful we really are and how that we literally are creating everything. So when something comes up for us that's challenging, it's really recognition of where we've been putting our energy, you know, and you can, I mean, this came up for me this week is like, I've had these challenges coming up and I'm like, you know, what's going on? And then I say, you know what? I'm not overwhelmed by you. I'm not afraid of you. I gave you life. I focused my energy into you enough to manifest you. So I'm going to take my power back now because I really want to focus on something better. You know, I want to put my energy into something more positive and what I really want and not keep feeding my energy into something that I don't really want to experience. You know, so I'm saying, I'm not afraid of you. I gave you life. You know, I created you. So I can uncreate you too. I can destroy you just as easily.
Hmm.
And being able to be
We need to
aware of that.
understand that's a point of attraction.
Yeah.
Whether it's a subconscious point of attraction or a conscious, it's a point of attraction to show us where we need to shift on something. So,
And it's a gift. You know, every challenge is a gift that
and
sometimes seems like
it
it's wrapped
also
funny.
sometimes isn't for us.
Right.
Sometimes that is for the other person.
And then we're just being of
So,
service.
a good point of reference with knowing whether it's yours or whether it's some other person's or whether it's both of yours is the emotional charge behind it. If you're emotionally charged, you have an emotional reaction to it and can't stay in observation mode, and you actually you feel, and I really don't like that word triggered all that much anymore, but if you feel a reaction, well, that is for you. There is something that you need to look into deeper with that. Whereas if somebody comes to your door and they're like, "Rawr, rawr, rawr," and you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
the light will actually trigger other people. Um, they'll come into it, particularly when the energy is ramping, and we will just activate them. I know myself that um, when the energy is ramping and it seems to fall on a weekend, and I'll have people come, like into my life on weekends, and they'll go off like firecrackers. They'll come into my space, and it's like, it just triggers them. They go off like firecrackers, but that's my gift to them. And I used to get really, I used to really hate it. I used to hate how I had that response on people. I needed to learn to actually understand that it was a gift that I was giving them. But I was kind of getting sick of every time um, I had unconscious people around me that they would go off like firecrackers, and I'd feel really quite bad. And but yeah, we flip all that. That it's got to be seen as a gift because that truly is. We're actually helping them evolve and to work through their own stuff. So, that's what we do as activators.
Shine light in the darkness. That's
Yeah.
how we spread. Just trying to react to negativity with negativity never works. It's like, trying to make things lighter by putting them in more dark. So we have to either be neutral or just respond with love from our heart. And that sometimes is very hard to do. So is that a red pill or a blue pill? Like,
I would just
which do
hold the
we do?
field. we just hold the field. Like, you know, that's the thing. We don't have to love every part of this journey. And I can tell you, I haven't. There's been times where I've like thrown my ego tantrums and just gone straight into victim mode and gone, why is this happening to me? And this is all part of the journey, you know, many stages of awakening. Anyone who actually turns around and says, well, I've got this all nailed. Well, what your soul will come in and do and go, really? All right, we'll give you another test.
Uh-huh.
Let's take you a little bit higher. Let's see what you can do now. Are you going to handle this one? So it's constantly initiations. We're constantly going through initiations. You know, we wake up in the awakening and we wake up walking on sunshine. Well, I did. I didn't feel the ground. I was just like walking everywhere on air. Just going, this is amazing. This is fabulous. Everything looked so bright and beautiful and everything was wonderful. And then we go through different stages, you know, as in depending on where our energy is vibrating. But also we need to actually go through dark nights of the soul where we need to actually go through all our separation. And there are so many layers of that because like we have layers. There is galactic layers, there's soul layers, there's human layers. So we need to go through all those, peel through all those layers. And the reason why I really wanted to do the show about this topic is because a lot of the second wavers have commenced. I think it was about 4-6 weeks ago, I can't remember now, but I did mention it on my show. A lot of the second wavers have commenced their shadow walking, which can be very challenging. But also very rewarding because that is where the evolution of the soul exists. A lot of my work is about shadow walking because it is such a necessary and integral part of the ascension journey. Anyone who actually pretty well says that it's not, there's a lot of spiritual bypassing that can go on. If you truly want to evolve, you need to walk with your shadow. You need to know every bit of yourself. You can't shun anything away because it's all you. The light and the shadow is all you, and they both must be balanced, like the masculine and the feminine. So that's what we're actually doing on the planet at the moment. We're integrating. We have been operating from a masculine system. We have now commenced going to the feminine system. So we look at the masculine system is the electrical charge, whereas the feminine is the magnetism. So we're in that process of actually going from one to another. Now, part of that is actually dissolving all the old programs or the old paradigms. So therefore, there's going to be a lot of hard truths that people are going to actually witness in their physical, and we already have. When we look at, you know, Jeffrey Epstein, there has been so much cloaked and hidden from us, and this has happened from thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. People who are heavily indoctrinated in religions are going to find that challenging because there's going to be a lot of light shone on that. Religion and politics were meant to separate the people. Same with, you know, incarnating the sexes. They They will use whatever they can to pit people against each other. The reason why we have countries is because to separate the people. This system is inverted. So therefore, everything that it was designed as, a lot of people think that God designed Earth. The false gods designed Earth. So therefore, would they set it up, given that the fact that they feed from humans, subjugate humans, would they set it up to a human's advantage? No.
And here we go down the rabbit hole.
So, yes, so this is part of the awakening journey, waking up to all these systems that are only there to serve certain entities, certain people, because a lot of the ones in power, those that were in power, I want to say, and we will see that here soon, a lot of those in power are falling off their perches, are they not? We're starting to see that. And that's because we have actually removed a lot of those entities on other levels from Earth, and they've been fractaled back to source, no longer able to puppeteer humanity. And the divine feminine is leading the way with this. So she's integral. The mother is integral. And the divine feminine with regards to leading this charge. Something that was said to me recently was they dreaded the seraphim coming to Earth. That pretty well flipped their show. So it's kind of like two clans of giants clashing. And that's what's been going on, as above, so below.
It's funny because we do. We're going through, I mean, we're really transmuting a lot of density. You know, things are being revealed, and it's like we're all having to transmute on our own, you know, for the collective. But it's a lot of information that our brains can't even possibly start to comprehend. And I remember, like, what was it? I think like a year ago, Rhonda. Remember that dream I had when I was waking up about the Dalai Lama? I was coming out of sleep, so I was in between, not quite awake, and I had this vision of sitting in front of the Dalai Lama, and he's talking to me, and he's showing me images, and it was of Barack Obama being questioned. He was being interrogated by the Galactic Federation of Light about his crimes against humanity, which broke my heart because at that point in time, I was very much like, oh, he's a great guy, because I was believing what I was being fed, you know, and he had a great personality, so of course that was my relation point. But I was being
they are actors. Those people they put in those positions are actors because they are groomed from birth to be that.
Yeah. And they're not even the ones who are really in power. They're the ones who are like the poster child for those who are actually doing.
Exactly.
And, you know, so it was a crazy vision, but I woke up or came out of it and I was just like, wow, so that's what's really going on. And it was going, you know, it's on a mass scale. It's happening where these people are, you know, now being confronted about the things that they've done, you know, and that's why they're starting to be, you know, it's coming out more and more is because they are being confronted. These issues are being addressed and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're starting to see pockets of it coming up, like with Jeffrey Epstein. We were told that as these people are being, and that was part of what I was shown in my vision as well, was that when they're confronted, they have a choice. They can either disclose their crimes to the collective fully, or they will be removed and put on another 3D planet, where they will have to basically relive a lot of what they've gone through, with the choices they've
They
made.
will not ascend.
No, right.
And most, to be quite honest, there was a cut off. I can't remember now, but there was a cut off where basically it was they were given the choice either come to the light or basically be removed, and they've signed their own warrant, basically. Thing is, and that's another part of the journey. You'll wake up, and for me, I saw the truth between like the way this system has been run, who's been running it, and the way they've been running it, and the horrific crimes that they've committed against humanity, particularly children. So you get very angry about that initially. Very sad, very angry. You'll want to take heads off. I know I want to take heads off, and I have with their controllers. The thing is now, where I am now with all this, they were as much victims as we all have been. They've been put in a system where they've been puppeteered, and I know this could anger a lot of people when they look at what they've done to children, particularly if they know what they've done to children and they haven't resolved that. I'm not saying what they've done is okay, but what I'm saying is there's got to be some forgiveness and compassion there so that we can all move forth. We're not God. They're not answerable to us. And this has been my own evolution, to be quite honest, with those people. And, tomorrow I may not hold that because I'm pissed off again and there's something else I need to resolve. But for today, I've had a lot of forgiveness and compassion for these people are born into this. That's all they ever known. And then, it's a program in itself. The whole thing's set up to just be disgusting and horrid. And the only way back to full resolvement of this is unity, and that's through love, compassion, and forgiveness. Every time I get really pissed about things and about what I'm shown, I have Yeshua come in and he will remind me and he will say, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I can't always hold that. I can't always hold that. I know. There's sometimes the energy's ramping and I'm like all fired up and, I've got my dragon feet on and I'm like, I just want to rip them apart.
Yep.
So it's always trying to come back to that balance.
So Robin Corliss is saying, so what is the next step, Janelle Cameron? What is our next step? What can we do? What's our next step? Oh, just one second.
This is a go with the flow show. I was going to say, I've been doing a lot of violet flame work this week to try to transmute all this density that I've been working through, and it's that has been an amazing asset to be able to have that,
The next step is basically everyone just needs to continue working on themselves, bringing themselves into balance, keeping accountable for their own actions, for their own integrity. If she's asking about the next step for the world stage, well, there's going to be a lot of fireworks.
So as warriors, what is our next step?
It's going to get crazy. it is seriously going to get crazy. People are going to be, and the thing is, for the unconscious, it's going to wake them up. And that's what's needed. But I tell you, Trump's not messing around. You know, anyone who follows him on Twitter, he speaks the full truth and he's loud about it. The thing is, the MSM call it conspiracy, say he's speaking bullshit, but then it actually, he proves it, like with Comey, and then they've got to retract everything. So it's going to get to a point where people are going to go, actually? But there's going to be some people, particularly in the US, you guys are so Democrat and Republican. I feel like I've said this before. I'm having deja vu. Anyway, what do I need to do differently here? Does deja vu mean something needs to change? There's a timeline change.
Maybe we're already shifting it just talking about it.
Yeah. Honestly, I've had this exactly. But now I've lost track because of my deja vu. Anyway, he's calling it loud and proud. There's going to be a lot of stuff that actually comes up into Jeffrey Epstein was a pimple. This is about to the breakout's about to happen. Coming up to the next few months, it's going to be skyrockets going off left, right, and center. We have said, as light workers, as creator beings, you know, there's been on different dimensions, there has been factions that have wanted to do drip feed, that haven't wanted to do full disclosure. We've fully gone and said we demand full disclosure. We're on Earth. Don't really care what you have to say anymore. We need full disclosure. So cut the bullshit. Let's get down to it. Let's get this done. We actually won't accept anything but.
So how do we prepare the collective for that?
I intend daily. I say daily. I demand full disclosure now. The people deserve to know the truth. No more hiding. No more shadows. Once the light shone on the shadows, there's nowhere to hide. The reason why light workers actually find this stuff out beforehand and why they need to know beforehand is because, and this is really important, we find this stuff out beforehand so that we can actually resolve it within our own self. So when the collective actually does find this out, we can hold the field. Because we need to hold the field.
We can't be freaking
because
out.
A lot of people will actually break down once they find out these people that they've adored, being their Hollywood stars, their musicians, their popes, their Dalai Lamas, Oprah, all of them. These people aren't who they are portrayed as. They are the betrayers. So anyone in, there's many. Look at the ones who are actually, anyone against Trump, I can tell you, is on the other team. Anyone really loud on Trump. And then there's some that aren't so loud because they've actually, they've saved. What's going to happen now is they're going to save their own necks. There's many doing deals now to save their own necks. And what's going to happen is they're going to throw each other under the bus. they'll all start throwing themselves under the
Ratting
bus.
each other out. Ratting each
Right.
other
Take their
out.
own
Well, and that's the thing, like we talked about in the pre-show, is that these people all have something on each other. They're all, they have this blackmail thing going on, which is keeping everybody in line. But as soon as it starts to go, once that snowball effect happens and starts to get leaked out, it is going to blow up. And there's going to be a lot revealed about a
we've
lot.
seen some big names dropped, have we not?
Yeah.
Prince
Who wants to
Andrew,
be the last one out?
royal family.
Yeah.
So we've got the royal family involved. Wait till we get the European royal family involved. Wait till we actually talk about their hunting parties, not with foxes, using children.
Dangerous game.
And this isn't conspiracy. Anyone can look this up. Anyone can search for this stuff, find very credible people who interview first-hand witnesses. So this is what awakening is wakening up to the truth.
Yes.
Constantly saying, I'm going to take the next pill.
Yeah. I think it's important, though, to recognize also that when we start to see people who, the mysterious deaths, the committing suicide, in very similar ways, we'll talk about Chris and Chester, for example, Chris Cornell and Chester.
Yes.
They were coming to the point where they were ready to start revealing the truth of what was going on. They had been given information. They had a really hard time processing that information, but they were at the point where they were ready to speak out, and then they were killed.
They did speak out, and that's what got them killed. They actually told the source what they knew.
Okay.
And he was similar in the music industry to Epstein. But once again, those people are only middlemen as well.
Exactly. They're working.
The way this has actually survived is secrecy. Money and secrecy. It's a secret society. This is the way these people operate. And the thing is, they're no longer secret. We understand, some of us are led down all kinds of rabbit holes where we learn their language, where we learn their occult practices. I've had to research that, as in to learn the way they operate. I've become an avid researcher of the way they operate. And there's many different factions of theirs. There's Freemasons, and then there's heaps and heaps.
What about Scientology?
Yeah, I
Lee
saw
Phillips
that.
is asking.
Yeah.
I never really went down that rabbit hole because, to be quite honest, they're
crackles right
they're
on
really,
the surface.
well, they're a waste of my time. They're just, they're just another religious occult.
Right. And all religions are operating from a very similar space of control,
Yeah.
And so anything like that, anything that preaches that we are the truth, we are, the way, anything that makes them seem like they're the only way is going
Anything
to be
that wants to take someone's power
exactly.
is control and false light.
There may be truth in all of it, but it's not the truth. It's truth being
Lucifer
used.
always tells the truth with the lies, and so do they. Because they actually think that's their get out of jail free.
Absolutely.
They think that is the way they actually don't get the karma credit for what they do. They think because of free will that if they tell the truth with the lies, that we are using our own free will, so they're not going against universal law. But they've actually kidded themselves on that.
Well, as they're finding out.
Well, and this is also the way in regards to when they do their MK Ultra and their Mockingbird programs on others and their Voice of God technology, and they have these shooters killing other people, they think they escape the karma, but they don't. All is seen. The Akashic Records has everything recorded. But
That's why it's stored in ether so they can't get out of to change them.
Well, and what's
well,
our superpower? You know, love. Love
yeah,
is our superpower.
we are going to, and seriously, we are there where nothing can be hidden. The more we actually connect with our higher consciousness, no thought can be hidden from another. So therefore, the more that telepathy is strengthened, like when your third eye is open, you can see who's viewing you, who's thinking what. When a consciousness comes in to your energetic field, I can see them. They might cloak themselves, but eventually you'll see who it is. And also you can feel who it is.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we need to get you to bed.
they can't hide anything in this energy now. But yes, I do need to get to bed.
Chris Ullman
Yes.
just wanted to say thank you for turning around to the alternative news. And I know personally, I don't watch news. I try not to watch news. I'll listen to news sometimes so I know what's going on. I watch the Weather Channel news because, that's really what we need to know.
Right.
Well,
I like
otherwise,
the weather.
I like the weather, and it's something that, well, I guess it can be controlled, but at least
Yes.
it's real. And when it's raining, it's raining. But we love you so much, Janelle, and we'll see you later tonight about 9 p.m. Eastern, and that would be 6 p.m. Pacific. And we'll see the big dark circles under your eyes from staying up tonight. So I know you have to get your kids to school in the morning. We love you so much, and
You're
I
so
want to
grateful
thank
for
you.
Thank you for
That's
having me, girls. It's good to get together with you guys always. I love it.
I always love. It's like you're my sister on the other side. So
Yes,
have the fun with it.
absolutely.
Definitely.
So have you got some announcements? Have you got some announcements? Yeah, and I put your links in, but feel free to answer anybody's comments and put your conscious creator link in again. I put them in
Sure.
there so they can get in touch with you there.
I won't do that right at this moment, but I'll get around to it. I've got a really busy day coming up. I'm going to dig a hole. I've got to take my cat to the vet and help her transition today. Got no choice with that, but no, I'm okay. I knew it was coming.
We're sending you
I
love.
know. It's still
It's
sad.
just important now that she needs to go.
And that's
So,
it's a pretty easy way to go.
Yep.
It'd be very gentle.
Yep. No choices. So,
Unless yeah.
but yeah, so I've got a bit of a busy day, so I will be doing my show.
Okay.
And I will, it might be tomorrow when I get back to comments on
No
this
worries.
show and
That's
my
fine.
show. I'm going to need to
Everybody's
sneak a nap
sending you
before
love.
I know, I think.
Yeah. Well, get some sleep now, and we thank you very much.
Yes, thank you everyone for joining, and thanks for having me, and I will see you later on today,
Yes.
and
Okay.
hopefully I'm still awake.
Coffee, it's the magic juice.
It's all good. I've got the kids' lunches already done, and I said to the kids, I'm waking you up, I'm going back to bed, you got to get yourselves sorted, and then I'll come out 10 minutes before we get to leave.
That's awesome. Awesome. Good training. Good training
Yes.
too.
We're all settled.
Everybody.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies.
Night.
Bye, kitty.
He's sleeping.
Oh.
Yep. But
Go
for
back.
those, I was just gonna say, for those watching who might be feeling a little heavy from what we talked about, it's important to remember that these things have to come to light for us to be able to really do the work. This is why we're here, right? And Janelle's, really diving deep into this stuff and breaking these things open so they're not being hidden anymore. She's bringing a lot through on her own timeline, on Facebook and through conversations. If you're feeling a little weighed down by this, that's okay. That's absolutely okay. And you can do things like take a bath, an Epsom salt bath, or meditate and connect with source and feel that love. Know that love is behind all of this. It's not out of reach, while these things are happening. Love is very real. It is the only truth we actually have. And we have to remember that even in the midst of chaos, love is there stronger than ever, and we can tap into it anytime. And as we're anchoring that love in, we're doing the work. We can see all this stuff going on, and we can still remember that love is true. Love is the strongest power we have.
And the truth will set you free.
Absolutely.
The truth sets everyone free, and that's why it's important to bring it to light. Because
So just remember to take care of
it is
yourself.
sovereignty.
Yes. Yeah. And self-love is the most important thing we can do for ourselves right now, too, which is also accepting your truth, being authentic, standing in integrity, being able to hold space for others as they're moving through and accepting their own truths and their own authenticity. We're all vulnerable, and that's beautiful,
Question everything.
Yes, absolutely.
Curious.
Be very discerning.
Question everything. Because discernment is something that we truly need to learn here, and there's so many different levels of that.
Yeah. So I just thought it'd be important for us to kind of close out with, this is what we can do. This is how we can handle this. Because we can. This is why we're here. Nothing that's going to come to light is anything we can't handle. It's all part of our mission here to bring the light back to this planet, back to humanity, and help us to walk in truth every single moment of every single day. Yes. So we honor each and every one of you for the work you're doing, for being willing to participate today and be open to the truth that's coming through right now. Being able to recognize that as we crack open these areas of truth, these dark spots that we have in the collective, you're going to open up to more. You're being able to recognize more. You're tuning yourself into being able to understand when you're being presented with false information. Because you've chosen that now. You've chosen to recognize lies. You've chosen to see through the bullshit. Okay? So this is where you've decided to take the pill that breaks you free of the matrix. And that's why today's topic is so important. We can't live in this unconscious state anymore. We have to be awake. And that means being awake to everything, not just the good fluffy parts, but the shit too. So we're here together doing that, And like I said, Janelle's really diving deep into this. And, we are so honored that you're willing to do this work, Janelle, because the stuff that you've had to really accept as what's going on, it's got to be tough, really tough,
What happens when people take their power back? They no longer have power over us. So that's what each needs to do, take their power back and actually fully intend daily, I do not accept this. I do not accept the way the world is. My intention for this world is blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
We don't accept the state of humanity to be subjugated, that only 13 families have all the wealth in the world. And there's people starving, people homeless, people freezing, people dying of diseases they already have cures for.
Absolutely. Or people getting sick from cures, right? Because that's a thing too.
Well, exactly. Creating diseases to kill humanity because it's money.
Right.
Money and greed. 7 deadly sins. Look into those.
Yes. So, this is about empowering yourself with knowledge, about empowering yourself with awareness and stepping into that power. Yep. So that's what we're doing. That's what today is about, and it's a step in the right direction. As you call in more love and support into your life, you're going to be shown the areas where love has been lacking, just so you can bring in more love into that area, so you can face it and say, I love you. Those shadows that you're walking with are there to help you be more in love with everything, more in connection, not to hold you back, not to shut you down, not to make you feel disconnected. It's the disconnect that caused them. It's connection that resolves them. So we're connecting and we're opening up and we're going to face whatever comes because we know that we can. And so for announcements on that note, we are not sure who's going to be on next week, but we'll be back here at 12 p.m. Eastern on Spirit Sessions. I don't think we'll be sharing on the Akashic Academy, so if you are viewing us through there, be sure to like our Spirit Sessions page so you don't miss next week's show or any show after that. And we love you all so much at the Academy. We loved our time with you, every moment we've had, and we will still be around, so don't think that we're going to disappear. We also, Rhonda and Teresa and Kira Lani and Haley Lynn and I have a sacred sisterhood guidance group that we'll be going live in tomorrow. You get a reading from all 5 of us. We each channel a card, a message. So you get 5 messages for $44.44 US dollars. It's a really amazing experience to be able to receive. It's like a story. Basically, we all bring in different aspects, different parts of a message for you that the divine has, decided that is the highest good for you right now. And it's super fun. We love doing it. And so it's on the Sacred Sisterhood guidance page. Did we put the event in the comments, Rhonda, so that people can click on that?
I will put the event in the comments, yeah.
Perfect. So you can either click interested or going. There's a link for payment.
If you click going, it doesn't necessarily, you can come and watch it even if you don't want to. If you can't get in and reading this week, but put going and then for sure you'll get informed. So yeah.
And who won this week? Who won with Teresa?
That would be Kenzel.
Kenzel. Woo. Good job.
Kenzel Mitchell won.
Thank you for sharing.
And next week, whoever shares it the most will win with me. So.
Yes, awesome. So share out this week so you can get a reading with Rhonda because it's an amazing experience. And we love hanging out with you guys. And I think that's all the announcements. So we will see you soon. Stay grounded. Stay in love. Do the work to keep yourself from being in those lower vibrations. Don't sit in it. If you feel it, it's okay. Accept it and then transmute it because we're doing some powerful, powerful shifting right now. And September's here to give us an even bigger glimpse of what's going on. We're really going to be changing things. We are changing things. So, we're all here together.
Changed things already. Yeah.
Yes. So embrace change. Change is our ally. If we don't change, we don't evolve. If we don't evolve, we stay stuck in the shit we don't want anymore. So, this is good. This is really good stuff happening. Even if it doesn't look that way at first, it's really good. It's a gift. So we love you all. Have a blessed week. Have a good sleep, Janelle. We love you so much, and thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
Do some badass warrior work in your sleep, right? Because we know you do.
I'm actually asking for the night off.
Good.
Because I've only got but 3 hours. I'm asking for 3 hours off.
There you go. 3 hours of peace. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Take care. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next week. Night.
See you in a few hours.